Check this house out. It's a $9 million house here in Michigan, and it's just been sitting on the market. People have been talking about it. They're wondering, what the hell do I do with this thing? Because it's $9 million. It's almost 33,000 square feet. Well, let's consider something crazy. What if we turned it into an Airbnb? Off the bat, we see this property has 25 bedrooms. And man, this thing is cool. I mean, architecturally, it's pretty awesome just to look at it just from this picture, right? As you scroll through, you start seeing, wow, it's got a fountain in here. It's got the double staircase coming down. It's ready for prom, right? Ready for wedding photos. This could be a great spot to host some private events, even corporate events. But I think wedding venues or huge multi-generational like getaways would be awesome. You got bar space. You got a Christmas tree still, but you have a lot of things that are a little out of the norm. Like some of the design elements kind of are a little confused. And the flooring is all over the place. You'll notice I think there's like 7 different types of flooring throughout this. And at 33,000 square feet, if you ever needed to replace it, that is very expensive. And in here, I feel like they were going for like Caesar's Palace with the blue sky and the white everywhere. And honestly, I just kind of feel like for 32 million, I'm going to need a better kitchen. It's not a $32 million kitchen, if you ask me. But what I do love the indoor pool. I think this is super cool. I think this is this room is probably worth $500,000 on its own. So definitely worth at least $500,000 to me at this point. And based on the size and the cool things about it, its pool, it's probably, I mean, it is probably worth $3 million minimum. But I'm still not going to see how someone can spend $9 million on this. I mean, you can't throw in some mirrors in here. I mean, it's kind of wild to me that we don't have mirrors here. I mean, again, like the styling, it's just not ready. This is a house that just wasn't ready to be listed like this. And obviously the sellers were kind of all over the place with design and function, but the hallways are so cool. Everything that was consistently done with design, that worked out. But again, different floors though, wood rimmed. If that's wood rimmed, you don't see that in a bathtub. Pretty sure that's wood though. It's a 13-car garage. I mean, it's incredible. There's like a Paris theme going on here. Don't think the tile works that great, honestly. Very odd design choice. This is pretty cool though. I do dig that. I almost want a better front door. I want one of those like 10 footers, you know? That's sweet. It's a lot of work. This is like its own little hall. It's like Penna's or something. It's kind of funny. Cool lighting, kind of cool movie theater. There's a dollar sign made out of tile going to the vault. That's actually pretty cool. It's ridiculous, but it's cool. A secondary kitchen probably for prepping. And this definitely screams, please have a party here. I think for Washington, there's a limit on how many days a year you can wear this. So you probably have to get a special use permit to even do this. But if we run it in our system, I'll show you kind of how that turns out. I had to run through it already, and here's where we're at. So I said, what if we offered $7 million? And at this point, I can tell you that number didn't work out because my cash flow is negative 200. So let's go 5 million. We got 5 million. You're almost at a break even. And here's how. We're using up to 15% down payment. Probably do 7.5 lately. And so we're down 55,000. Or let's check out the sentiment while we're looking at this. We're holding it for 7 years. Probably can get our rehab down to 4 months. We're going to have our income probably year one's going to be 25% lower than our second year. That's going to rise a little bit. So our expenses. And let's see, what else do we have? So I've been adding this up. Demo is going to be actually going to be even higher, I think. Like $15,000. We probably need at least 10 dumpsters, maybe more. If we did, let's say $20 a foot for in redoing the floor, the paint and fixtures, that's almost $750,000. Kitchen remodel, I think it's actually worth it to redo this because it's just kind of forgettable, but that's going to be a $40,000 kitchen easy. Basement, not worried about. Probably at least 4 entrances on this house. There's probably 49 areas to set up. Furniture and decor, we have $15 a foot for all that. $3K in deep clean, $30,000 in design fees. Let's have to be, you might go down to 25. $5K in photography because that's massive once it's all done. Hot tub, probably, yeah, we'll probably go with 7K. Might even need 2 of those on this side. And then this is going to be more like a hotel. These game room, those off fire. Probably gonna keep it to 1. Solid, do a big one though. Go 4,000 on that. Solid 11 be 5. Gym's probably more like 10,000 a year. Fire. There's multiple of those, but they already have those. So we need that. Indoor pool's there. Movie theater is there. We might have to upgrade that. But wasn't great. Furniture wise, do that. I'll probably switch it to an actual proper TV. Just go high TV and sound system sound. Probably get that at Costco, no problem. So contingency, I'm gonna keep it at 10 actually. So we're at 1.8 in just that plus the 5 million, to buy this thing. So I'm gonna lower. I don't see this thing working. This number. Short of zero. Here we go. One more zero. Boom. We're cash flowing. Holy crap. Going back here to property taxes. I think it's about 45 in that area. And so that's 90,000, also 100,000 there. 120,000 just insurance in that and property taxes. We're going the price per foot here. That's probably right. Water and sewer, right? This might. So let's go greenery. Trash might work at 200. Let's go at 250 actually. Internet, that should work. We're keeping yes. Let's say we have, let's go with 5 partners at 200 for K. Let's say our tax returns more like 1,200, 2,200 a year, which we're in a property management company at 15%. That's going to cost us 130 grand a year. Clean costs might be 2,500. It might be like 3,500 on each turn. I don't even know. This could be massive. Cleaning water supplies, that's fine. It's probably 5. Pest control, that might be okay. Snow removal, it'll vary if it's set for seasonal promote. Okay. Oh, hot tub maintenance, probably okay. You may get into staffing. We're probably going to need you to do something for TAs. About allocates, you're going to do canceling. How about it? And then for the income, let's see, where are we at? So we have this reading that we're going to do 40,000 a month in weddings. Right. So like probably 2 weddings per month at 20,000, probably do it. And then we're going to presume, I think this house could probably do 40. That's probably, but seasonality in terms of question too, right? So here's our seasonality. We're barely going to make it, I think, on this deal. If it's just tight, why? Okay. So yeah, we're negative. We're unfortunately negative. Here's all our sentiment overall we could find so far about the Michigan courts and things like that. But yeah, it's an interesting deal. Here's some other comparables that we might want to consider. I'd say Washington, not bad, but really gay. Try check availability. Boom to here. What do you got? These are to $560 a night. Okay. Then what's a pool retreat? What's the biggest thing we have here? Right? So revenue per guest. So that's the other thing. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of rooms here. So, but it was a lot of potential with this plan. Anyway, I hope that our review was very helpful for you guys. And let's see what happens with this deal. I think it's going to probably sit. The best possible outcome is that they do a pretty massive price reduction, or somebody comes in and buys it for profit. I don't see how they're going to sell this unless somebody has some pretty big plans and they want to just live in Washington.